Hi, this is Debbie and welcome to Book and Bujo. Today I'm going over my second installment of my bookmark series. It's always nice to have a bookmark in your bullet journal or handy nearby for anything you use in your bullet journal regularly. And one of the things that I use every month is my intentions and reflections page. Currently, I just have this page that came out of one of the Archer and Olive notepads. And I just have my intentions at the top, a couple of other little notes, things I add every so often. And on the other side is the things I like to add in my reflection page. But this one is kind of big. Sometimes it sticks out and gets in the way, and sometimes it's easier just to have something smaller. So I have decided to do two different types of bookmarks to show you some of the different ways that you can use them. So the first one will be one of these little ones that you can tuck it in the pocket at the back of your journal here, or if you make a handy dandy little pocket at the front of your journal, you can just tuck it in there and have it easy access to it each time you want to pull it out. And as you can see, I have my moon phase bookmark in here, I have my grid space guide bookmark, as well as my key and life icons, which I will do a video showing you those later in the year. So I'll be going through my intentions and my reflections, and I will show you two different ways that you can use for the bookmarks, two different sizes. And you can use a bunch of different colors. Archer and Olive notebooks have a ton of different colored papers that you can use. They're pretty cool. So let's get sketching. So I pretty much have the same information on both sides. I just spread them out on one and condense them a little bit more on the other. And most of the information that I have for my intentions page came from Lavender, and I will leave her channel linked down below. On the other side is my reflections, and for this I've taken a little bit from Journal Away for her reflection pages that she does, as well as from Lavender and her monthly reflections. So we'll get coloring these ones in and getting them all set up, and then I will go over each of the different areas and the different ways that you can use the bookmark. So for my craft paper, I will be using my Staedtler dual tip markers, and it has a thick tip on one side, more like almost a chisel tip, and then just a more finer point on the other side. So you can use them for more brush pen lettering. You can use the thicker side for that, and then more just fine detail work on the other side. So I'll be using these. I'll use two of the colors for the intentions and the other two for the reflections. For my white bookmark, I am going to go with a couple different things. I have my Pentel Sign brush pens in a couple different colors. I have another Staedtler dual tip marker and a Staedtler Tri Plus fine liner. All right, for my intentions page, I typically go over my word of the month. So April will be, or May will be, and that is what my intention is for the month. It could be one word, it could be a phrase, it could be an affirmation, whatever you want your intention to be for the month. And then the top 3 goals you want to focus on for the month. Mini goals or habits or activities that you want to do. If you have some challenges like a no spend challenge or an exercise challenge or anything like that, making sure you're drinking 2 liters of water every day, whatever you want to put in there. Any specific priorities that you have for the month, specifically for your goals. Things you want to make time for. If you want to make time for playing with your dog or spending more time with family or focusing on some music or reading or whatever it is you want to make time for. And then things you may want to let go of, things that may have affected your previous month that maybe brought you down, things that take away from your priorities and things you want to accomplish. And then you can also put in a couple of different check-ins. So maybe after the first week, see where you are and if you need to adjust anything, the timing of anything, or some of your goals. Maybe something is taking longer than you thought, or you finished something earlier and so you can add something else. And then maybe mid-month, and then maybe after the 3rd week. So that's my intentions. And then we have reflections. And for that, you have your month in one word. So when you're looking back, you have your intention word, but then, so this could be the same word, but it may also be something different. It could be that my month in one word was confusing, or maybe it was joyful, or maybe it was productive. It could be an affirmation that you held dear throughout the month that you want to put there as well. This isn't exactly how you would set it up in your bullet journal. So I will show you how I have mine, because it takes up a lot more space than it does on here. Highlights, things you learned, things you're proud of. So you want to make sure you leave enough space to actually write what those things are. But this is just your template, so it's kind of your cheat sheet of what you want to include in there. So things you learned, things you were proud of, how you can improve the next month, challenges that you faced during your month, successes that you had. Maybe you completed one of your goals, or you just had a great month. You did all of your habits, something like that. Things that you may have neglected. Maybe you focused on one area a little too much and that left a little bit of something out of balance, and you want to make sure you focus on that in the following month. What can you do to nurture that area? So maybe you're constantly neglecting a specific thing each month. What can you do to make sure you're not neglecting it in the next month? Things that you are excited or nervous about in the future. It could be the next month, it could be 2 or 3 months down the road, it could be towards the end of the year. Maybe you're excited for a trip that's coming up down the road, or being able to see family during the holidays. Could be anything there. What one habit change would make the most meaningful difference in your life right now? So that would go along the lines of your successes and challenges. So things you may have neglected. This could be a habit that you can then create. Maybe you didn't drink enough water and you need to drink more water. So your habit change will be to make sure you're drinking 1 liter of water a day, 2 liters of water a day. Or maybe your spending went off the rails and you went crazy and you bought a bunch of books and journals and stationery, and maybe so your next month will be a no spend challenge or a low spend challenge. Things that you're grateful for, and then if you want to do your graph for whether you were sad or happy, anxious or relaxed. So this is kind of the middle line, and then if you think of it kind of on a scale of -5 to 0, and then 0 to 5, 5 being amazing, -5 being just not a fun month. You could put those here. Any favorites, maybe you had a favorite song that you found, a favorite movie that you watched, maybe you found a really cool TV series that you were watching, or a great book, maybe you found a restaurant, or maybe you found Frisbee golf for the first time and you went and did that with friends every weekend and you had a blast. So that could be in there. And then again, your check-ins. So these are a couple of the different ways that I do my intentions, to have like a little template that's easy to find and quickly pull out each month as I'm setting up my bullet journal. And again, I just keep those at the front in my little pocket here. And for me, the pocket, I glued it up a little high. So these, even though They fit really well on the page, especially if you're going to use it to copy straight from here into your bullet journal for spacing. And it makes it a little hard and they stick up a little bit, but I don't actually mind that a whole lot. But if that's something that bothers you, you can always keep them in your pocket in the back where they might be a little safer. Or you can just use them as a bookmark in your actual weeklies. So you have that available. So as an option. Thank you so much for joining me on my bookmark series, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye!